Greetings and more greetings from New Zealand. It's Eric Backer, and we're so happy because we've now got a travel bubble with Australia. Even though there's COVID around, I'm not going anywhere. But yep, Aussie's opened up, so that means that the Kiwis can fly to Aussie land and the Aussies can fly to Kiwi land. So 400 flights a week or something, and yeah, we'll just see what happens. Hey, anyway, question today: how much omega-3 do I need for ulcerative colitis? Let me read parts of my script out here because I spent days and days writing out scripts for these videos, and then I'll add bits to it here or there. But colitis is a condition I've seen hundreds of cases of. Now you might find it hard to believe, but I specialized in inflammatory bowel disease for some time. I did presentations on it at colleges and at conferences. This is an area I'm quite interested in working with. Was when I was practicing, but now it's good to educate people online, and in time I'll talk more about the different case presentations I've seen with colitis. So let's get into this. It is surprising how common ulcerative colitis is today. I used to see a case every 3 to 6 months in the late 1980s, and by the time I retired in 2019 I was seeing one case a fortnight, if not more. Could this be due to the colitis patients seeking help by way of natural medicine? Or could it be that this condition has become more prevalent in our society? Ulcerative colitis is an autoimmune condition causing bowel disease in which the lining of your large intestine or colon becomes inflamed. This inflammation leads to the formation of raw sores or ulcers, causing pain and bloody diarrhea at any age. But for many people who initially are in their early 20s, and for most, colitis comes and goes for the rest of their life. Colitis patients who experience flare-ups, and if you've got colitis you'll know what I mean by a flare-up, they can experience them on a very regular basis. Some people can experience them once a year, and some people experience them once in a blue moon, which is very rarely. I worked with so many people, in the end I could get highly inflamed patients. It would initially take anything up to 2 or 3 months to sort of settle them down, and then we can move them into another phase where they were getting a flare-up once every 6 months and then once every 12 months, and eventually I could see that they were rarely, if ever, getting flares again, that the bowel settled right down. Inflammatory bowel disease is a huge problem with people, okay? Because you may not have it watching this, but I can tell you guys out there, if you've got a bowel problem, your life is hell. I mean, how can you work? How can you socialize? How can you even go to a restaurant with people? I mean, what can you do? Everything revolves around the bowel. It really does. I've seen plenty with Crohn's disease as well, and that's even more insidious, to be honest. There are many potential causes of IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, but the cases that annoy me the most are the ones that were induced by drug side effects, okay? Several studies now show that consuming omega-3 fatty acids leads to the production of resolvins, protectins, and mycins, chemicals your body makes which lead to reductions in inflammation, seriously benefiting IBD patients. So it's been found through studies that UC patients who receive omega regularly achieved remissions much earlier than those taking a placebo, an olive oil capsule. Patients who took omega-3 also noticed a significant reduction in steroid medication over time. So 1,000 milligrams again 3 times per day with colitis patients. The other tip I give colitis patients is to take sulfur out the diet for the first 3 to 6 months. No eggs, okay? Any food high in sulfur comes out. I found some studies showing that sulfur can really help to create media. Basically, it produces things that really help to push inflammation in the bowel up and up and up and keep it going. So once you take all sulfur out of the diet, well, eggs predominantly, and start limiting other foods that can potentially inflame the bowel, red meat, cow's milk, those sorts of foods, gluten, they've all got to come out. So yeah, colitis is a tricky condition. Have a look on Google, particularly for the diet, but colitis also involves a lot of stress for people, and when they can mediate the stress and reduce that, they're in a far better position. So remember, this is an autoimmune disease. And what's my take on autoimmune disease? Do a comprehensive stool test. It's mandatory, all right? You must do a comprehensive stool test with this condition. You really want to get to the bottom of what's in that bowel. Have we got yeast there? Have we got bacteria there? Are there parasites? What the heck's going on in there? Colitis patients will have been on medications, no doubt, for years. They could have been on different types of foams that they pumped inside them, just calm things down. They can be on different type of analgesics, the pain relieving medications, on steroids. So these things all need to be taken into account. A good clinician can get most people off ulcerative colitis medications within 6 to 12 months. And that's a bold statement that I stand by. It's possible. 3 capsules a day of omega-3 spaced out with meals. Don't forget, if you've got colitis and you don't take a probiotic, you're mad. You need probiotics every single day with colitis. Right? Thanks for tuning in.